What's up, guys? Emperor here, and welcome back to a new video. I've been trying to record this intro like 50 times, and I keep messing up. First of all, this is not a gameplay video. This is not a let's play. This is not a music video. This is, well, I guess you could kind of say it is a reaction. A little bit of backstory on the video. Oh, a little bit before the video. So in 2016, around February, I saw on Reddit this guy with the username Swifter. I don't think it's Swifter anymore. I don't know if he changed it or he deleted the account or whatnot. But anyway, he was looking for casters for his new Amateur League of Legends league. And I was always told growing up I should have done sports casting in some way. I really bring a lot of energy whenever I do stuff. Sometimes I'll like throw on a friend's game on League and I'll do shout casting to that. But I never thought I'd actually do it for an organization. So I came in through Imperial. I did casting for a couple weeks. My living situation wasn't exactly ideal. So I kind of had to step away from the casting. So I kind of just ran the Imperial Esports Reddit page as far as posting like post-game report. Like whenever, if you're on League of Legends and you see like the post-match thread that's on Reddit, that's kind of what I did. Did a little bit of interviews here and there. Kind of gave my 2 cents on the League scene. At that point, I played League for about 2 years. And very low elo. I think I sat bronze. And I thought I knew a lot about the game. I really didn't know anything about the game. But eventually, I ended up getting an analyst role for the show. And when I was talking to my friends about it, you know, it really made me think about, wow, this was some very cringy times. And I sat there and I thought, thank God that there is no like recollection of that. There is no video of that. Boy, was I wrong. There was one video of me doing analyst work. And this is that video. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through my analysis and we will kind of break it down, see how I already know I'm going to cringe so hard. I know I'm going to cringe so hard. All right, let's get into it.
Hi guys, it's Mint again, and I am here for an
God,
exciting
Mint.
week 3 of Imperial Esports second season. This week I am joined by my co-host from week 1, Emperor. Welcome back. I missed you last week.
Okay, before we get into me, Mint was an absolute amazing person to work with on this. He was just a very easygoing guy. He was always very easy to talk to bounce ideas off of. And ever since we both left Imperial, well, I guess what happened to Imperial is it ended up getting sold by Paleo or to Paleo Gaming. I don't think they're Paleo Esports. I think they had an esports team, but they were Paleo Gaming. And I don't think any of us really went to them. I think a couple did. I think a couple of the league managers did, because there was an Imperial League, then there was like the Imperial Esports Minor League, but I think one or two of the managers went to Paleo, and then everybody else has kind of left. All right. Oh, we get to see me in 2016. The best part is I looked almost no different. My beard looked better.
Thank you. There's a bit of problems internet-wise, but it's good to be back, and hopefully we will see a truly outrageous week. Sorry, I had to.
Yeah, with those chair changes, I do hope to see him this game. We'll get to talking about those analyst-specific things in just a minute.
No.
Before, I have some groundbreaking things to cover for Imperial Esports. Again, it is our 3rd week, and as you know, we are doing a giveaway to the end of this week for the headset. That headset requires you to download the chirp that we have, and then put headset in that chirp chat for Imperial Esports. Once you do get that, I will compile a list of names and we'll do a drawing. This ends next Monday.
I think I was reading Twitch chat, because it was the first time that anybody at Imperial ever actually saw me they saw my posts and whatnot. Like even when we did casting, like there was the guy that I casted with. His game name was Luminicious, and we didn't have any face cams for champion select. I'll show it when it gets to it, but let's keep going.
Okay, so you have a week left. Let's show Chirp some love. Let's get one of you guys a lucky new spanking headset. Again, we're going to include all these details onto our Twitter, onto Reddit. Make sure to follow us there if you haven't already, and then make sure to download Chirp because A, they're awesome. Like, obviously, I don't follow anyone who's not awesome, and B, you all want the headset. Like, come on, Dan. If I
Also, it's not the video. It was Mint's cam that was screwing up. I don't know why his didn't screw up, but mine did. I was literally running on like 66 meg internet, and I was running on a webcam from a laptop. But yet I was using like a HyperX Cloud 2 headset. Actually sounded really good.
was to offer you a free headset, wouldn't you go after that headset? Kind of a
Awkward
no-brainer.
silence.
Yeah. No, I was trying to think of a smart answer to come up with it. I couldn't think of one. Yeah, of course, who wouldn't want a free headset?
I didn't win the headset, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get to the smart answers later.
Rigged.
So moving on to the actual thing that you guys are here for. Week 3, game 1, and it's gonna be between BOP Gaming and who's the other
Insomnia
one?
Esports.
Thank you. I was like, where's the name? It's escaping right now. Yeah, that's a bad thing for an analyst to have. But yeah, we have BOP Gaming versus Insomnia. I'm sure all you people who are watching know what they're about. We've seen BOP play live before, so against Insomnia, hopefully we have that third game that I've been wanting for the past 2 weeks. I got it my first week. I didn't get it last week. I want it this week. So bad. But with 6.8 being fresh out of the gate, what insight can you give me?
Patch 6.8. My God. I felt like so long ago. Patch 10.20 just released, and the fact that I'm still playing this game is insane.
About what we can expect to see in these games, Emperor.
Okay, so before he was asking me like, okay, like what changes will we see? I literally had the patch notes pulled up, and you're about to hear the patch notes, and Twitch chat the entire time in all caps was spamming, "We can read patch notes." Like they could obviously tell that I was just reading the patch notes.
Well, we have a few changes coming in with 6.8. One champion in specific is Echo. His base damage was down for his parallel convergence and his phase dive, but also he now scales with AP a bit more. So probably won't see as many tank echoes, but we will hopefully be able to see some mid lane as well. Also, a really, really big one is Olaf right now. His life steal on Vicious Strikes has gone up at all ranks. And of course, Ragnarok now has higher at all ranks for the passive armor and magic resist. So, be a good time to see some Olaf.
See, here I feel like I know I know everything. You know, as I'm reading something that's on the side of my screen, like, okay, yeah, I'm trying to look back and forth, make it not look obvious that I'm looking off to the side reading something.
Olaf and Echo? Yeah, I want to see both of them. Again, to that mid lane Echo ideas, AP Echo is just stronger because of the changes, but Tank Echo is still not out of the meta. Riot just says that they want to keep it as a niche pick and still fully functional rather than having something that is predominantly the only way to build Echo and the only viable way to play him. So now Echo maybe can do both. As for Olaf, I'm thinking that those changes will bring out more divey Olaf. Gonna have to change those supports up that we see to maybe peel for the carries instead of, you know, those damaging supports that we like to see, like Thyra. Vel'Koz is another one that I've seen. Brand used to dominate the start of Season 5. So what insight do you have for those supports that can now peel for the carries?
Okay, so I don't know if I. It's been so long since I've even thought about this, like up until recently. It's kind of all flooding back. I don't know what I say next. I don't know if I go into more patch notes or if I actually like have an experience here to talk about.
I think it's all about the one. It's all about the Shield of Valor.
Okay. So I didn't know. I think I caught on. Oh, obviously I saw with the chat that I was reading patch notes. I didn't kind of want to like scroll to the next support, so it was just around the time where Tarek got his rework. And actually, no, this was the patch where Tarek got his rework, and I kind of copped out to that because I didn't know what else to say. So this ended up just becoming like, okay, Tarek's new, Tarek, as if not everybody already knew about it. But as an analyst, you kind of have to cover those Captain Obvious topics, if for anything more than just like to buy time for the casters getting their stuff set up. I think they might have been ready. They were just kind of waiting for us to shut our mouths.
Man, let's see some
Yeah.
Tarek. The Tarek
Yes.
rework.
I just it feels so good. I've played him for the past couple days, and not to like say that.
Okay, so with this, Tarek was. Wait, what did I mute? Oh, I meant to pause. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, so the Tarek changes were huge, and I have a couple friends that love to play Tarek. One in particular who actually mained the old Tarek back whenever he had the good old pizza shaped feet, and they actually enjoyed playing him. So I was actually kind of excited for this. Um, there'll be a little bit of controversy later on. We'll get to that though, but let's just roll the damn video. I'm sick of talking. It's 12 minutes in, and I'm only 10 minutes into the video. Actually, I'm technically 4, but let's just keep going. I still have it muted.
2.5 seconds to give 2 people in an AoE 2.5 seconds of invulnerability. It's just an extremely strong Kale ult.
I'm glad
If
they
you don't
changed
bring
that.
heavy bursters and they pick a Tarek, you're going to run into a lot of problems. Again, that still goes through CC. I mean, you can be invincible and be CC'd all you want, but no TC, no time, hurry, or nothing lasts forever. That was the end
There
of
you
my
go.
yeah.
There you go.
So we're
Short
gonna
and
get
sweet.
to this. Yeah, we're gonna get to this game, guys. Dan and I will be joining you for the end of the first game, and hopefully we'll give you some good analyst reports. Bye for now.
We'll give it a couple seconds in here.
And here we go. Week 3, day 1. This is Blue here, joined by Swifter on the desk for the night. Swift, you gonna meet your mic?
I did actually unmute my mic. Yeah, I don't forget, unlike you, every single time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is obviously the champ select screen. Whenever I casted a few months before, we did not have any of these overlays, so it was basic. Swifter, the guy on the right, he was the Oder, and Blue was the caster. This man used to solo cast so many games, and he had such a good voice for it. His insight was phenomenal. He was somebody you could really listen to a lot of. We're actually going to, let's see, where's the next? Oh God, there we go. Here's the next analyst report. All right, here we go. Part 2.
Wow, what a fierce game! How'd you feel about that, Emperor?
It was very good. It was definitely something I wasn't expecting, as they touched on it, the BOP early game, but it was a very bloodthirsty game there for a little bit. But actually, overall, what, 19 total kills?
Yeah, something. I mean, I got my fair share of blood. I mean,
Okay, so as you can tell, I'm kind of like adjusting. I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about, even though I have absolutely no idea. I don't even think like, okay, wait, was this even a bloodthirsty game? How is 19 kills in 28 minutes really that bloodthirsty? That really ain't bloodthirsty at all. Now, if it was like 28, 29 kills, 20, even like 25 kills at 28 minutes, that's not a bloodthirsty game. That's just like a normal game. Oh, I hate myself for even pulling this up. Why did I do this?
Definitely something I wasn't expecting, as they touched on it the BOP early game, but it was a very bloodthirsty game there for a little bit. But actually, overall, what 19 total kills?
Yeah, something. I mean, I got my fair share of blood.
It
I
might have
mean,
been
those
early
towers
game.
dying
I don't
early
know.
definitely set the pace for the game. Coming from an analyst perspective,
Coming from an analyst perspective, now they're about to ask. I believe at the time I was bronze 2. They're about to ask a bronze 2 player an analyst insight. Let's hear my response. This ought to be great.
what would you point out as something wrong with Insomnia's
sweating, you
play
can
that
tell.
game? What would be one thing that you would want to see fixed?
Oh boy, let me try to think here. Oh boy, just one.
I didn't know. I didn't know what to say. I completely blanked out. So see, I tried to turn it into a joke. And oh, that was such a fail. And just the look on Mint's face, I think he expected me to actually like say something important about the game.
Yeah, well, anything, any easy thing that you think they could fix. For me,
Okay. Beautiful face there. That might be an emote one day for Twitch. He knew I was struggling big time. And instead of like pausing and waiting for me to try to come up with something, he just kind of took the reins and went with it. I was much better at bouncing off of somebody else's points as opposed to making my own. So I think this is when he kind of picked up on that. Like, oh, okay, this guy can bounce, but he can't lead the analysis conversation or the analytical conversation. But all right, let's keep going.
think it was definitely the Elise pick. What Elise does really well is she gets those ganks off early. She does tower dives really well, and she just gets lane snowballed way far ahead. In this game, what Bop did was they did that lane swap into an additional lane swap and got both outer turrets on top and bot, and even an inner turret in bot lane, which caused Elise to not be able to tower dive at all. What also was the problem with their jungler is she did not want to react and help get turrets, much like the Gragas did. I guess what she could have done was camp that Lulu, but Lulu just is a safe mid laner. There's not a lot you can do. It's like trying to gank Gold Wonk. It's almost impossible.
Can we just admire how I have like not changed almost at all? Like, one sec. Take a look at that face. I look like almost no different. The only thing that's different is my beard. I think even my nose ring is identical to that. I think it's the same exact nose ring that I've had that nose ring for 4 years. Jeez, oh man.
I guess one thing that I think like you have a lot of specifics in is like the Triss build. Hurricane into or Ginsu's into Hurricane. What is the weak point of that build?
Okay. When he asked me that question, we were actually in game. We were kind of behind the scenes just talking in our TeamSpeak. We used TeamSpeak for this. He was trying to give me talking points because it was clear that I had no idea what I was doing when talking about any sort of analytics for League, for anything like that. And this was made very apparent very early on. So he was kind of sitting back with me, kind of working with me on what should I be talking about, or he's gonna tell me. Or he basically told me, okay, seems like I kind of surprised you a little bit. We're gonna kind of telegraph this. We're gonna talk about this, the Ginsus and the Hurricane build. I'm going to ask you about that, and then you can give me an answer. So I was a little bit more prepared for this. If I remember correctly, I butcher this.
I think the weak point for the Ginsus, whatever they want to call it. Personally, I don't really think anything's wrong with it, but of course, with the movement speed that Tristana does not really need. Although it was very effective as they showed as far as objectives go. BOP was just able to go over the map, just literally take whatever they wanted to, and Insomnia really didn't react as well as I think they could have and as well as they should have. I think for this next game, Insomnia really just needs to kind of limit the objectives from BOP, because BOP, like I said, just literally went everywhere and whenever they wanted to, and they just completely stomped the map. They took it from the first step, and they never looked back.
So, wait, did he ask me about okay, he told me about what the issues of the build was. Now, if I recall, it was the movement speed was the issue. Tristana doesn't exactly need the movement speed due to the fact that she does have rocket jump. The positives of it, of course, is the stacking attack speed, the on hit, and the Hurricane dealing AoE damage. So that is positives of it. The only real negative of that was the extra movement speed. I think it was like 5% movement speed. But for some reason, I took his question and I flipped it. I answered what was good about it and then went into what happened in the game. So obviously, BOP just stomped Insomnia, and what's that is that. Obviously, you could tell by the end game gold graph, it was a 9,000 gold lead at 28 minutes. That's a pretty big stomp. Sub 30, almost 10,000 gold. That's a pretty big stomp. So I felt like if he would have asked me what the good things about that was, this answer would have made sense. But it's the fact that I took his question of what was bad, and instead I said what was good. It just kind of threw it up in the air. But oh boy, this is real cringe. This is really cringe.
Again, be proactive rather than reactive.
Exactly.
Yep, we're gonna move right into game 2, you guys. Stay tuned, and we'll get that right on your screens.
Okay, so that was better. That was better than what I did before. I think this is a 3-game series. I'm curious to see what happens in game 2. First, let's see the picks of who was in game 2. Okay, Poppy Graves, Lulu, Caitlyn, Janna. Oh, that's sweet, sweet Nautilus top lane. I loved me some Nautilus top lane. Kindred, Echo, Lucian, Braum. It's 2 pretty decent teams. Oh boy, here we go.
Yay! I get my game 3. All I wanted, I got it. Okay, so back to what our analyst desk is
A little
really
excited
about.
there, man.
Yes, I got what I wanted. Do you know how often I get something I want? Never.
I don't. Well, especially if it's a game 3 in the ICS, you really don't see it too much.
Okay, so let's.
Which was very true because a lot of these teams were steps above the other teams, so it was usually quick 2-0s. Almost every game was a quick 2-0. And I think we had one best of 3 series, I believe, from the intro, an analyst desk. This is back when I casted this couple games. We had the analyst desk. No, it was the intro. I think it was like a 20-minute intro. And then analyst desk, champ select, game, analyst desk, break, champ select, game, analyst desk, close. All of that in the span of an hour and a half. So games were just slaughtered. It was always sub 30 games, and it was very easy to cast because it was pretty much over. But the hard thing about casting that was the fact that you can't really say negative things about the losing team. You gotta kind of have to be if they're getting stomped 18 kills to 0. They're down 9 turrets to 0. They're down like 15, 16,000 gold. You can't just sit there and say, wow, this team sucks. They're done for. You have to try to think of, okay, if they are going to find a way to come back, how are they going to come back? And you kind of like spout off all these, oh, maybe if they get a pick, maybe if they pick off the 80 carry in a team fight. You have to build these guys up like they're, steps away from the LCS. It's not easy to do, and it kind of sounds stupid when people watch the game who know what they're talking about. They're like, well, how could they pick off this carry? This front line is absolutely insane. Their synergy is so good. Their synergy is so bad. Like, how are they? Like, what is the support gonna go in and just like kill the 10-0-80 carry solo kill? No. But it was always hard to do that, and it's something I didn't realize. I know the one game I kind of got negative on one of the teams, and I got a message after the game like, "Hey, might want to tone down the flame a little bit," and I had to. But here we go.
Break this down. Where did BOP go wrong?
Well, it was that fight right before the Baron play. Kindred leading the fight, Lucian, Braum, not even anywhere near the fight. Insomnia just collapsed on him, just took them all out, and Baron mid lane. And one thing I wanted to touch was right after they got Baron, they started taking the objectives and whatnot. It was just
They started taking the objectives and whatnot. Probably could have said as they secured Baron and were currently on their way sieging, or they were starting the siege, would have been like a better way to say it, but getting the objectives and whatnot, I don't know. That just sounds weird.
BOP just seemed they just fell apart right after that. Like they had depth charge that led to nothing. It was just complete chaos. Just diving inside the base while turrets were still up. Even the Poppy, taking out KRP by the tier 3 bot turret. It just seemed like that fight spelled the beginning for the end. Both cops played very well leading up to that point. Also, big props to Danwell for coming back from that DC and making a pretty fantastic flash lamps or spite top lane for the Nautilus. That was just one play. I kind of sat there and was like, nice.
Yeah,
But-
it was aesthetically pleasing by all means.
Yeah,
But
it was very good.
Yeah, I do agree with you that the Baron
So I definitely sounded like I was a little bit more confident. I still was very awkward in this, but I felt like as the games went on, okay, so pregame was okay because it wasn't really much to talk about. Obviously, I talked the patch notes. Game 1 was bad. The game one analysis was terrible. This is getting a little better. I think I do better on the third
play
game. But
showed that Bop has a lot of communication issues right now, like we've seen from the first game. There seemed to be a lot of issues where people wanted to go in and didn't want to go in or didn't listen to one another. And knowing how stressful that can be on a team causes a lot of issues. I think a good advice for both sides coming into this last game, and what I want to see from both teams, is to build on that patience. We saw the first game that Trish was super aggressive, pushing everything, getting those turrets down, and it worked.
sorry for this.
This game, the aggressiveness coming out of the Kindred really showed that the aggression needs to be well placed and used in a way that can benefit a team rather than
Rip headphone users.
be used to force things that do not go in your favor. Another point that I wanted to build on, and I think you saw this as well because we were talking during the game, is when one side has Lulu and these massive tanks like Poppy, and the other side has Echo, Lucian, Nautilus. That's all burst damage. When you're going against really heavy tanks like Poppy, Lulu, and all that, you need DPS damage. You don't need burst damage. It's really counterintuitive because if you don't burst, which is what they were trying to do, it just
Lulu
all
wall.
falls apart. And with Kindred, burst damage is how you counter Kindred. Unfortunately, neither side realized that. I think we need to see those normal DPS carries like Trisk coming back into play. I'd love to see a Kog'Maw. I don't know. Where's your head around that sort of speculation?
Yeah, back to touch base on the Lulu a little bit. I really like the Lich Bane, Luden's Echo build. very high DPS. I would like to see the Cogma. The Cogma.
Lichbane Ludens. High DPS. That's burst. Oh my god.
Did get nerfed. I'm sorry, did get buffed in 6.8. Of course, with the Q, I think the W damage down, the armor shred from the Q is up. And back to you were talking about with the patience and whatnot. Kindred, that bottom lane bush just didn't really work out too well early on in the game. They lost the trade, but
Yeah, as I said, you need to be
So I danced around the question because I didn't know what I was talking about. So it was one of those things where he asked, he thought I was getting more comfortable with it, so he kind of just like asked me kind of the similar situations like he did in the after the first game, and I just nothing. Drew blanks.
proactive
Very
instead
nervous.
of reactive. All these reactive things that, not BOP, but I should go back to med school. Insomnia. There we go. Insomnia. I should go back to med school. I know what that is. They were definitely reactive this game, which worked in their favor. I think that again, patience would be like a good dose of patience for both sides would probably give them the win. So we'll have to see what this next game brings. We're gonna give it back to the casters when the game's ready, and Emperor and I will be here to close everything out. See you guys in a
enjoy
bit.
game 3.
So I was obviously the jokester of this group. I tried to cover my lack of analysis with jokes. I like to dance around questions a lot. Okay, so this is going to be the end. I don't have all 10 minutes, right? Okay, no, I don't. I think this is like 4 or
Now
5.
let's get back over to our analyst to break down a little bit of the action.
A little bit of the action. I love Blue.
There you go.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to mute himself that time. Yay! I got my third game. I got a
Was I fake sleeping? Did I actually fake sleep?
game I wanted to watch. Emperor, did you enjoy everything?
Yes, and also great.
My mic is on.
No, sorry, not your mic. Your video camera.
Ah, yes. There you go.
There we
So
go. Now
excited.
it's turned on. Now let's get back over to our analyst to break down a little bit of the action.
Wait, what? That was a glitch or something.
There you go.
All right, my fake sleep.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to mute himself that time. Yay! I got my third game. I got a game I wanted to watch. Emperor, did you enjoy everything?
Yes, and also great casting on the night. Blue and Swifter. Sorry.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so I don't know what exactly happened, but I remember people in Twitch chat were typing Swiftler, obviously like Hitler, but Swiftler. Um, and if I recall, I don't know what it was. I wish I had the context of it, but I remember hearing this, and Bloov and Swifter didn't have their their mics muted. And the next thing I know is after Bloov hears me say that, he just starts losing his fucking mind in my ear. And I end up like trying to play it off, but then I just start geeking out because I hear Bloov. That's coming up in a sec.
Great. Yeah,
Great
great
cast.
recovery.
Great cast.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm just like,
Right there. I can just picture Bloov's high pitched laugh. Oh god.
I don't know.
I think I won
I'm
Twitch
just-
chat with that
I'm
one.
speechless over that game. As you guys know, there was a lot of discrepancy over our rules. It'll get ironed out tomorrow. We have
Okay, so the reason why I was telling you about there's a little bit of controversy with Tarek. So one team was thinking that Tarek was not allowed to be played because it was just released. So of course teams can't scrim, they can't prep for it because I do believe this was the day after the patch notes. I think it was. Hold on, let me find out. Let's move to this cam. Patch 6.8 LOL. What day did this go live? Trying to figure this out. I know it wasn't too long. Where is... I don't know when this came out. Was it April 18th, 2016? April 19th? Okay, no, it wasn't. There was an article about the release date. Hey, it was on 420. Okay. Okay, so it was on the 20th, and this was on the May 1st. So I guess it did only give 10 days, but they just decided it wasn't enough time to really prep for it. But yeah, the game 3, the one team did pick it. I believe the team that picked it lost, so there wasn't any real, like, it could have gone a lot worse. Had one of the teams picked Tarek and won, then there would have been a lot more shit than what really was. But all right, we got like 3 minutes left of this. Let's just round it off. Let's just get it going.
our coaches meeting, and we'll get a final verdict out on everything. But we have to talk about the game at hand and what just happened. Again, congratulations to BOP for taking the 2-1 tonight.
Everyone
Dan,
thought 2-0.
Emperor, I need to really pick a name to call you. What would you have done on Insomnia's side to bring that win out?
Early, okay. Let's start with the early game, the mid game, all this and that, fun stuff. Early game, Insomnia played it okay. You know, KRP got on his Yasuo. Of course, had to bring that out for the game 3. Was going absolutely ham. Around mid game, things kind of got a little bit shaky for them.
So I gave absolutely no analysis of why they played okay. I should have spit out a little bit of information on that, but
Also, I have Full Metal Echo was landing perfect bindings. Runans was able to come in, pick up some nice kills on that. Masu on the Nautilus,
like, all kills aren't nice. I'm sorry. Let's
making great teleport plays. It turned out somewhat in the mid game. Actually, it was around the 30-minute mark. BOP had a very sizable gold lead. Then you had KRP kind of going in 1v4, 1v5, just kind of doing his own thing. Was kind of bringing the gold back for the side of Insomnia. I really enjoyed KRP's split push against the Maokai. I believe it was in the bot lane. Maokai was pretty much the biggest thing that they had. Obviously, the fact you had Yasuo and Lee Sin and Lucian being your primary damage dealers. Maokai, who was just stacking armor left and right, was kind of off in the bout. So it was a lot easier team to get through because you didn't have the Maokai there. So which led to the Baron, which then led to the Massacre, which led to them taking objectives. Because as we saw when KRP was kind of diving 1v4, 1v5, they really weren't taking too many objectives off of it. It was mostly just, hey guys, I'm going to dive in, do something, and then...
Okay, so again, I danced around the question of about Insomnia. I kind of just made it all about BOP. If anything, that was kind of the one thing I'm glad I picked up there was the fact that whenever KRP was basically inting in side lanes, his team wasn't really getting anything out of it. I do remember that. It kind of like stagnated the game a little bit. It could have been. I do think BOP had enough of a lead where that wasn't going to be an issue. Really, it was literally such a massive gold lead that KRP just inting really wasn't going to change the outcome of the game. But I give myself props for that. That was a half-assed way to explain it, but hey, I explained something.
That's when somebody started to get it back. Once they got the objectives, once they started working as a team, the gold lead just grew a lot stronger. And it just got to the point where they just weren't able to be stopped. They were able to dive turrets and just take everybody out. And overall, it was a very well played late game from BOP.
Yet I said nothing about Insomnia. The only thing I said was they played an okay early game.
Right, I see where you're coming at. I think that to stop Yasuo, you need really heavy CC teams. Maokai has one CC ability, and unfortunately, I don't feel like that's enough to stop a Yasuo very well. That is right? I'm not saying that wrong. I don't know. My brain scrambled.
Maokai has his W.
Yeah. That's the damage reduction is nice, but against whenever a Yasuo is picked, especially for me in solo queue, it's always about stacking that really easy to hit target CC. Lissandra, obviously I'm a Lissandra main, literally murders Yasuo in team fights, and with the Lissandra ult directly dropped on top of the Yasuo, I think Karma's great and all, but I think it would have definitely allowed Tarek to get its ult off. It would have changed the way team fights worked. Again, KRP is legendary on Yasuo, so now we all know why. But again, it's easy to throw in games like that, and I'm just glad I got my third game. I gotta watch something exciting. So as a reminder to everyone watching, we'll be back here tomorrow night, same time. The Tigris is taking over for me because I'm not here.
That's right. La Tigris was involved with Imperial, so it's cool to see Gabby doing work with LCS now. It's actually really cool to know that I worked on a same platform with her. Is awesome. She was phenomenal. She was such a great host for the analyst desk. I don't think I was there for that following episode. I think I was there with one episode with her on an analyst desk. And she was another person. She was just so phenomenal to work with. We were always cracking jokes behind the scenes, and it was great. If I can find that video somewhere, I'll do like a reaction to it. But if I don't, thank God.
Emperor might be on tomorrow. I don't really have the details or anything. Again, we are giving away a headset on Chirp. All you have to do is download the app, write headset in our specific Imperial Esports.
What is that death gaze that I'm giving? Just. I should just do this for the entirety of my videos.
Room. I'll draw somebody for that. Any last words, Emperor? Oh yeah.
Yeah, pick me for the headset. That's it.
I wasn't picked for the headset.
Yeah. I think that's a little bit biased, just maybe a tad. But I think that's all for tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern. Have a good one.
What a video. What a wonderful look into analytics with Emperor, the Bronze 2 analyst. Oh man, I hate myself for that one. I don't like to watch cringe moments of me very often. This is definitely not my proudest moment. But hey. It is what it is. How many times was this viewed? 275 times. It had one like, no dislikes. So apparently I didn't do terrible. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for checking this out with me. I wish I could get a hold of my casting videos, but I guess they're just not on here anymore. But yeah. If I can come across any, we'll definitely do some more reactions to it. If not, then I can spare my sanity and not put myself through this anymore. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.